Yo, what's up, traders? Recently I had my biggest eye-opening slash sort of wow moment I've had in a while. A little background story. I'm funded for already a long time. I'm funded with three companies right now, and I've been funded for about 1.5 years. Been profitable ever since for so long as well. Um, and recently I've had sort of a eye-opening moment where I completely started to think differently about my strategy, and I think there's a lot of value in the lessons I sort of learned. And yeah, I really want to share it with you guys. I think this can have a massive impact on a lot of traders that are currently losing money or are very, like, mentally getting really stressed out, just constantly shifting strategies, etc., etc. So yeah, if you like this sort of content, please supporting the channel by subscribing, commenting, liking, and even joining the Discord is very much appreciated. So without further ado, what I want to talk about is that the biggest factor on trading, what makes it difficult, is probably the psychological aspect, right? Ever since I started trading, I didn't really find it super difficult. I was like profitable within like a few months, and I really never had a big long losing period. I'm lucky that way because a lot of people don't have that luxury. But I did notice that the psychological aspect is the most difficult, right? Like as soon as you start losing some trades, you go down a rabbit hole, you start changing your strategy, you start to sort of over risk or to over trade, and I think those are the biggest reasons why people aren't profitable in the first place is the psychological aspect that you start doing things differently, you start switching it up, you start not following your plan, etc., etc. And I think the biggest reason for that, why you sort of spiral out of control, is because of losing trade, right? Like if you would win 60% of your trades or 70% of your trades or whatever, or don't have like big losing streaks, do you think that you'll still spiral out of control like the way that you do potentially now or have been, I would argue probably not, right? And I like for me, I've always traded and I've always advocated on this channel at least a 2 risk reward ratio. And I've been trading that way for a long time where I've been going for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x's. A lot of videos, if you go back on my channel, I took trades where I at least like had like 5x risk reward ratio. I recently had like 18 risk reward ratio trade, which like, it's crazy. But those aren't the norm, right? Whenever they succeed, really nice. But the downside on it is that if you go for high risk reward ratio, there's almost always it will have like a negative effect on your win rate. And what does like a negative effect on your win rate do? It will have a negative effect on your mental, because if you lose trades, you'll lose sort of your mental. How do you call it? Like I think you have like a certain mental cap where you can sort of be focused, do the same thing, and just be normal. But everyone has sort of a different barrier that can get broken, and then you're suddenly like spiraling a little bit out of control, right? Where you suddenly start to feel down, or you start to do the things you shouldn't do, like overtrade or or over risk, etc. So basically, the thing that I've been changing is my risk reward ratio. I've been testing, and I've been also already doing it on the funded accounts, trading with a 1 RR, like one risk reward ratio. And I've never ever done that. Like in my 2+ years of trading, I've never done that. But what it does is it gives me such a high win rate. It like the biggest losing streak I've had, like in all the tests, etc., was probably two. So I mean, I can, because I also already lowered the amount that I risk, right? You have sort of your risk reward ratio, but you also have the amount that you risk, like the percentage of your account that you risk. And those two factors really determine how big of a sort of mental um, damage a trade can have on you, basically, right? If you would have your, like if you're doing a challenge, whatever, and you risk 2% per trade, then losing two trades or even one trade will do a lot to your mental, right? Because it's a big amount of your account. Like it will have some impact. You're like a little bit more stressed about every trade. And I've been always risking 1% per trade, but I've scaled it down to 0.5% per trade because I know I want to be going to like having multiple 100K accounts in the future. And whenever I have those, I would probably only risk 0.5% on them because already making like winning a 0.5% risk trade is already a really nice amount with these numbers. So why not already start like sort of getting used to it, like fully getting used to it while you're scaling up, right? And also you can like tolerate a lot more losing trades without blowing your account. Um, so yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm gonna make some more videos about the strategy I use. But yeah, if you found any value in this video, please let me know, or please share me your viewpoints on risk reward ratio and all that sort of stuff. Feel free to share it in the comments or in the Discord, and we can chat about it. But yeah, I hope for some people this has been an eye opener. I rather have right now a 60% win rate with a 1 RR than have like a 40% win rate with a 2 or 3x, whatever, right? I think it's just much more mentally sustainable and also for me a lot easier to teach to other people because the mental aspect, as I already said, is the most difficult in trading. So if I want to take a beginner to funded or to profitable, I have to take account of the psychological aspect the most, right? I can teach someone how to read the charts pretty fast, but to teach someone how to deal with losing and to deal with sort of what happens in your brain then and like you're over trading and all that sort of stuff is a little bit more difficult. So if I can teach someone how to trade with a little bit higher win rate and with like a little bit more sustainable sort of strategy, then I think it will help me a lot with teaching and helping other people. So it's also been sort of a decision for my own sort of like coaching in a way where I want to be sort of a coach for people in the future. But okay, enough rambling. Thanks so much for watching, and I hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you so much.